think of angels on earth, I think of two sisters that immediately come to mind. Cynthia Sansone, who is here today, and Rachel and Dee Malfetto, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today.
Hi, Sissy.
Yeah, they have taken a personal, devastating loss, and with the most magnificent vision, turn this into a 501c3 to help others. And by others, I'm talking about some 6,000 women and their families through chemotherapy. They have devoted one day a month to helping all of these people nationally, internationally, to make them feel better when they're going through treatment. Thank you for that, first of all.
Yes,
and great to see you here with your very busy schedule, and I know that what you're doing to help others.
Well, I wanted to make time to come on the show because you and Shelley are so supportive of everything that Mondays at Racine does. And you know what? We need to support one another, especially when we are battling this disease.
Oh, absolutely. In addition to that, there was a short documentary.
Yes.
Produced by HBO. Cynthia Wade directed this,
Absolutely.
I believe. And it was actually nominated for an Academy Award 3 years ago. It took 2 years to make. And what a wonderful, wonderful documentary. And again, brought insight into cancer awareness. And I think you even received some grants from this. Am I correct?
Well, more than grants, what we received was global recognition. And all of a sudden, people from all around the world started sending us checks and asking how they could get involved. Because before that, we were just a salon who once a month was giving back to the community. And for 10 years, we did that very quietly. After the film happened, we had a choice to make, either to just continue doing one Monday a month or spread the word, become a 501c3, and provide the service every single Monday, which we do now.
Excellent. I know, and you even have charter salons, which we'll talk about. Basically, I hear hair, hope, and healing. It sounds like the mantra for your salon. But I do want to talk about Mom, if I may.
Sure.
Mom fought this disease 9 years, and while we do speak of those whom we've lost, it was my husband, pancreatic cancer.
So
Thank you, 22 years ago, but when we tend to think of those whom we've lost, we think of the beautiful things that they gave us. Would you share a little bit about your mom, if you would?
I will. You know, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer in the 80s. And in the 80s, it was a terrible time for cancer. I mean, a terrible time for any disease, but people were dealing with AIDS. And when you were sick and you were losing your hair and losing weight, people didn't really know what to think. So my mother, a very proud and beautiful woman, suffered a lot of indignities when she was going through her treatments. I always tell this story, but when she was losing her hair, we had gone to the local salon where she had her double processed blonde hair done. And the girl behind the sink, when she was washing her hair, she stepped back and she gasped. And my mother felt that, and I saw it as a young woman and kind of just took her right out of there. And she died 2 years later, but she had this depression underneath her skin from that experience. You know, Gail, that salon means meeting place. If you look in the dictionary, it is a place that people gather. So my mother would go there as a refuge from her 6 children, and to be made to feel that way was really terrible.
Look how it stayed with you all of these years. It stayed with me. And how it impacted you and your family, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So it was in 2002 that Mom came into my mind and said to me, you know what, you and your sister have a salon. Why aren't you doing something to give back?
Her idea.
No, it was my idea.
Your idea.
My idea.
Okay.
I had the idea. She came into my, my mother came into my mind.
Okay,
right.
got it.
And she had passed, Cynthia, why aren't you doing more
to take... inspired you.
She inspired me to open the salon and to really provide a healing place for anybody going through any kind of cancer.
Oh, that is magnificent. Now, when you talk about the hair, and we'll see a little clip from your trailer of Mondays at Racine, the nominated, documentary. But when you talk about it, I know that no heat, there's no glue. Am I correct?
As far
no
as
wax. for the hair,
Oh.
for the lashes?
Well, if we could be more specific, there's,
Sure.
we do hair, makeup, nails, massages, facials,
All right, for
reflexology,
people coming in
everything.
who are going
Who are
through
coming in,
treatment.
and let's just say women, because we do service
And you
men
do
as
men
well.
correct.
But for those
Okay.
women who are losing their hair, what we do is we provide a healing space for them to have their hair clipped down. And that is any day of the week
Any
we
day
are
of the week.
open, because we know, and this is really important, when a woman starts to lose her hair, it is within an hour that she decides to shave it off. It is not, oh, I'll make an appointment for next week. She knows it starts to fall out. It's tickling her face while she's sleeping. It's in her eyes while she's speaking.
Is it also to take control of yourself, do you
I think that when she makes that decision to take it off, she is taking control because she's no longer focusing in on the hair.
Right.
Now she's focusing in on the fight of her life. You know, for women it's really difficult. And Gail, you know, you're in the beauty industry and a beauty queen. You know, our hair, our lashes, our brows. And you know, you wake up 3 o'clock in the morning. It's every commercial there is about a new hair product, a new mascara. And these are the very things that we lose when we're in treatment. So who better than the beauty industry to step in and help people?
But I still want to hear something about your mother that has helped inspire you. Tell me a story from maybe childhood, or who is she? I want to know more about her because she's been your inspiration.
She was a staunch
And as I
Republican.
look at the movie and I talk to you,
If you didn't vote, you couldn't eat dinner. No, she was a very passionate woman, strong Republican woman, with a great backbone. You know, we come from immigrant family. Not my mother, but our grandparents lived with us. So, you know, all of those things, those real big traditions in Italian family were within my house. And my mother was very, very proud. And she had a lust for life. And she was very joyous. And all of the family parties were always at her house.
oh, I love that.
So, you know, it's something that reminds me of her was, I have a memory of her in a sick bed, sitting up and putting lipstick on, okay? And I walked in the room and saw that red lipstick on her. And for some reason, in my young mind, I thought she was going to be okay because the lipstick kind of symbolized a fight to me. Like she was looking herself and that she wanted to do for herself. So I guess that was also the inspiration in creating a program that we could provide beauty and wellness.
I'm shaking my head yes, because I know all too well that, again, you know, it's symbiotic. If you feel well, you look well. If you look well, you feel better. But it's extraordinary. You know, when you say it, it brings back so many memories that come back to mind. Let's talk about your mission statement, because that is combining the two, is it not? Taking control, and also what else?
Well, the mission statement is to provide beauty and wellness to anybody who is in treatment for cancer. In other words, if you're in chemotherapy or radiation therapy, you come in, we prop up your self-esteem. We know that the mirror is a very powerful tool. But more than that, what we've evolved to is educating and training other salons how to provide the same service, so that we could provide these services in every zip code on Long Island, and we're also out of state. But we have delved more into the wellness aspect. We have a dietitian on staff, and that has one-on-one chats with our clients to talk about what they're eating. We provide food, and it's clean, organic food. We don't really, we ask our providers not to make anything with sugar.
This is all in ice book, by the way. This is
all in the hub that happens every Monday. And we provide meditation. We have a yoga studio across the street where we provide, after they're finished with our services, they can go over and have yoga. So we want to do something that's very healing for people because we want them to be able to go to more than the doctor for radiation and chemotherapy. We know it's important, and they're great partners with us, but there is something else that can help to balance somebody's life.
Don't you have guest speakers like Dr. Murad?
Yes, we do. Well, Dr. Murad, we've had Dr. McKenna, and we've had all kinds of doctors and people who talk about sex and cancer. And, I mean, these are vital subjects that people have questions about. This is no longer a disease that is keeping quiet. We are out there and people are living with cancer. People live for years and years. I mean, for the rest of my life, I have to have chemo, you hear.
Right.
And so we need to learn how to normalize it for them, to get them back maybe to a part-time work, to get them back on the soccer field and make them feel part of the society.
Have that feeling again.
Right, Gail, you know that
do,
1 in 5 are diagnosed with cancer here in Long
I said
Island.
110,000 in the United States.
I think it's more than Lyme
unfortunately
disease right now, as a matter of fact, and so it's something that really needs to be paid attention to.
But we don't want people to be fearful. We always believe in early detection will save lives, and 80% are not cancerous tumors.
Absolutely.
But we just need to know. It's the state of knowledge that's going to give so much back to other people and sharing with others.
Yes.
What I love about your salon is that people can go there and actually talk about everything. Get it out there. We need that. Now, you said that men also go. So you do have husbands, or are you talking
No,
about
I'm talking about
patients?
men who are in treatment. They
Okay,
normally will have a
let's share.
pedicure. They'll do a
Okay.
massage.
All right.
Usually, they're not so sheepish about shaving their own heads. In Hollywood, a bald man is quite sexy and virile.
Right.
But men do lose, some of their strength, emotional strength, and physical strength when they're in treatment. There is such a vast void
Mm-hmm.
in what needs to be done for men, both husbands of women who are in treatment and men themselves who are in treatment. We keep on saying, and we think there's going to be this men's movement, but there needs to be. It hasn't happened
So
yet.
what
Why
would
do
you like to
think?
see, and what would you do to help?
I think that, with the powers that I have now as the
Mhm.
president of this foundation,
Right.
I'm able to present a lot of topics and open a lot of doors. So I think the men's movement, as far as cancer goes, again, if we, and you in the movie, you saw what happened to Warren. He
Yeah.
didn't have a network to go to while his wife
We're
was
gonna
in
see that in a
treatment for
moment.
18 years. So he veered away from the
Right.
marriage.
Right.
And he substituted with alcohol, and he didn't want to do that, and he was severely judged. But I think that if men had a place to go,
To vent,
to
to
talk about
express.
it.
It's
Yes.
still that women are able to express their feelings, and we say, let me help you, but when a man does it, some people see it as a sign of weakness. I was so
Well
sure
said.
that this was changing, but you're telling me no, that it is still not the case.
It's not
I want
changing.
you to change this.
You know how I'm going to
I want
change
to
it?
know how
Because
you're
I'm
going
going
to
to
do it.
go and get some barbershops to get involved in the Mondays program, and where it feels okay to
We'll
be a
put them
man.
on the show.
Can we?
Oh,
I think that
please,
would
be
be
my
great.
honor to do that. Let's talk about, you started with, I think you had 12 people, now you have 24 people working, right, in your salon. Let's talk a little bit more about the charter salons as well, because it is now becoming international. How can somebody become a charter salon? What do they get from it? What do they need to do?
What they get is there's a $500 licensing fee that goes to the foundation that is totally tax deductible. And what that salon gets is the training, the education, and the launch of their salon in their community. In other words, they come into our Mondays program and they work with us and see us in action for their entire day. And then we go to their salon and we do an in-salon training with them. Then after that, we pick a day where we go into their salon, we show our film, we have all the local politicians and the newspapers are there. We actually cut a ribbon and we welcome this salon into the community. And believe it or not, the salon that takes a program on like this, their own regular business doubles and triples and quadruples. This is not the reason we get into it, but we know only a healthy salon can continue to even give away one free day a month. So we want them to do well. In other words, there's no better advertisement than giving back to your own business. It's just not. We didn't do that. We didn't go about doing that in our own salon, but our business just prospered.
See why I said she's an angel. What I'd like to do now, though, is show the trailer for Mondays at Racine, and then just spend a couple of minutes talking about it, because when I first asked you about it, you were still just so, it was surreal. And now I want to get your feedback a couple of years later. So let's take a look at that, please. This is Mondays at Racines. Don't be late for that.
This is like, I feel like Chiquita Banana, but
Hi, Barbara. It's Rachel from Racine.
Good morning, you've reached Racine. How can I help you? It's just frightening to see myself like this. I feel like as soon as I shave my head, every time I look in the mirror, I'm just going to see cancer. I don't know that I'm ready to see that right now.
I recommend surrounding yourself with people who love you.
I feel cute. Yeah, I feel alive.
Most men can't get a decent wig. Frank Sinatra had a good wig, but he had a lot of money.
I like having a little jiggle.
There is a beauty that can come out. That's what everybody needs to know. That's what the world needs to know.
Right.
So we can battle this without that other fear, the beauty fear.
My daughter says, keep it moving, mommy. And that's what I do.
Cynthia, you have a huge event coming up. I can't wait to hear about it. I'm going to be modeling in it. Ava's Fashions from Sayville. I'm excited. Share.
Yes, and the fashion show last year was the highlight, and you were amazing. People
So much
were
fun.
just ecstatic. Yes, this year we're at the Crest Hollow again on September 26th, and we have kind of been a hybrid event where you imagine you're at the Javits Center and an elegant dinner party all in one. There are experiences all around the Crest Hollow. You can have psychic readings. You could do a paint night. You could, do a little dating. A circle with, learning how to date. You could do Lash of Dreams. There's about 100 different activities that you could do, as well as dancing and dining in an elegant way. And this money that we raised is used. The money that we raise is used to open up more charter salons. We have had to build the infrastructure of the foundation to bring more people in so that we could go out, vet salons, train them. We're helping thousands and thousands of people each year. So if anybody wants a really fun night out, it is September 26th at the Crest Hollow. You can go to www.longislandbeautyball.com for more information and tickets. We expect close to 1,000 people there.
And we'll be there. I
And
hope they
the
come up
fashion
to
show
us.
with
Fashion
Eva,
show.
who is supporting the fashion
wonderful.
show.
I can't
Amazing.
wait to
So
wear
if you
it.
can imagine all of this going on, a fashion show, all of these events, and that you're doing it for a good cause,
Nice.
it's a great, great night
I
out.
had a ball last year, and I
Yeah,
know that if you come there, they can come and say hello to us, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Just say that you saw it on the show and be very happy to speak with you. And also to refer you to any places that you might need for help. I do get different letters, I get emails, Facebook, Gail King, Gail Margaret King, Gail M. King, looking to make a difference. And it's not unusual, 2 in the morning, for me to get questions. Please, I'm here to avail any help, and I know that you will too. And your website?
The website is mondays@racine.org, and I invite all of the viewers to be my ambassadors. If you know anybody who's recently diagnosed or who's going through or needs our help, please reach out to them, because I have 6 words that I like to say, and that is, I can help you with that. And I can say that, and I don't care what it is that you're experiencing, hair loss, eyelash loss, brow loss, you're down in the dumps, fungus on the toenails, whatever it is, we can help you with that, and that's a fact.
Thank you, Cynthia Sansone. You are delightful.
Thank you.
I love you, and I
Love
can't
you
wait
too.
to see you. We're going to be there.